For years, Rolex commanded the luxury watch world through scarcity and milestone status, owning a third of the Swiss market by 2024. But beneath that surface, Cartier's design-driven surge is rewriting what dominance means in the new era. If prestige is shifting from achievement to identity, the consequences could upend who really leads. The stakes aren't just financial, they are cultural. Here's what you're not hearing in the Rolex versus Cartier debate. Rolex operates on a scale that no other luxury watchmaker can touch. In 2024, Rolex accounted for 32% of all Swiss watch sales, moving over 1.17 million watches and generating more than 10.5 billion Swiss francs in revenue. That is not just a lead. It is a gap the size of an ocean. The next closest competitor, Cartier, holds just 8% of the market by sales, while Omega trails at 7%. But Rolex's dominance is not just about numbers, it is about the models that have become shorthand for success. The Submariner, Daytona, and GMT Master are not just watches, they are status symbols, instantly recognized from boardrooms to basketball courts. Each model stands as a modern milestone. The Submariner for the achiever, the Daytona for the high performer, the GMT for the global citizen. These are not just timepieces, they are cultural icons. This combination of sheer volume and symbolic power has made Rolex the default reference point in the luxury watch world. When people talk about making it, they talk about Rolex. The brand's presence is so entrenched that for many, the idea of owning a luxury watch starts and ends with these three models. The numbers are clear, but the real story is how those numbers translate into identity. How a Submariner or a Daytona becomes not just a purchase, but a statement. That is the baseline against which every other brand is measured. Walk into a Rolex boutique today, and the story changes fast. The glass cases are full, but the watches everyone actually wants, the Submariner and the Daytona, are not there. Instead, buyers are handed wait lists, told to be patient, or nudged toward models they did not ask for. Authorized dealers, now under tighter central control thanks to Bucherer's expanded role, manage allocations with a focus on repeat spenders. The more you buy, Rolex or not, the better your odds. Bundling is common. Buy a less popular model or jewelry, and your name moves up the list. For first-timers, the message is clear. Loyalty and spending history matter more than enthusiasm or even money on hand. A sales manager at a major authorized dealer puts it bluntly. If you are just walking in asking for a Daytona, you might never get a call back. The watches go to our best customers first. Buyer stories back this up. Take buyer A, who spent 2 years setting aside bonuses for a milestone watch. After months of polite check-ins and no progress, he was told the only way forward was to buy a gold Datejust and several pieces of jewelry. The Submariner he dreamed of was for VIPs, clients who had already spent tens of thousands. Frustrated, he started looking elsewhere. This friction is not just about inconvenience. For many, it turns the dream of a Rolex into a closed loop, reserved for insiders or those willing to play the game. As more buyers hit these walls, the idea of what a first luxury watch should feel like is quietly being rewritten. Cartier's approach starts with a shape. The tank, first sketched in 1917, remains one of the few watch designs recognized at a glance from across a room. Its clean lines and rectangular case have outlasted trends, crossing generations and styles. Unlike the tool watch bravado of Rolex, the tank signals something else: taste, not conquest. This emphasis on design has real commercial power. In 2024, Cartier claimed 8% of Swiss watch sales, second only to Rolex. That is 680,000 watches sold, with an average price of 5,692 Swiss francs. The numbers matter, but it is how Cartier gets there that stands out. The Tank, Santos, and Ballon Bleu are not just products, They are icons worn by artists, designers, and anyone who wants a watch that looks as good in a gallery as it does at dinner. Cartier's catalog is built for flexibility. Smaller case sizes, leather straps, and gold tones invite both men and women, first-timers and collectors. This cross-gender appeal, paired with a lower entry price, makes Cartier accessible without diluting its mystique. For many buyers, a Cartier is not a trophy, it is an introduction. The Tank, especially, has become the first luxury watch for a new generation, chosen for its silhouette as much as its logo. Design recognition is translating into real growth. Cartier's sales rose 8% last year, outpacing Rolex's 3%. The Tank's silhouette is everywhere, on wrists, in films, across fashion spreads. Cartier is not trying to outmuscle Rolex. It is winning by making design the main event. Cartier's momentum with younger buyers isn't a theory, it's visible in the numbers. On Chrono24, Cartier's share of Gen Z watch purchases rose from 1.7% in 2018 to 6.8% by mid-2025. That's a four-fold increase in just 7 years, outpacing the brand's overall market growth. For Gen Z, dress watches now make up 12% of their total transactions, and Cartier's Tank, Santos, and Panther are leading that charge. Entry-level models like the Tank, priced around $3,500, offer a direct path to ownership. No wait lists, no bundled jewelry, no hoops to jump through. The appeal goes deeper than price. Smaller case sizes, gold tones, and unisex designs have made Cartier the default choice for a generation that values flexibility and self-expression. Sustainability plays a role too. The Tank must solar beat, with its solar-powered movement and ethical sourcing, speaks to buyers who want their choices to reflect their values. Social media has amplified this effect. When Taylor Swift wore a Cartier Santos Demoiselle in her 2025 engagement photos, searches for the model spiked 2,000% in 2 days. But the real story is in the everyday content. Gen Z buyers sharing wrist shots, unboxing videos, and style edits that make Cartier feel personal and attainable. Buyer B, a 27-year-old creative, describes it this way: "I wanted a watch that felt like me, classic but not stuffy, something I could actually get. The Tank was just right. I walked in, tried it on, and bought it the same day. No games." Cartier's traction with Gen Z isn't accidental. It's the result of design, accessibility, and a sense of belonging that starts with the very first purchase. Resale numbers cut through the noise. The Rolex Datejust, tracked across 15 years, has gained roughly 639% in value, a figure that outpaces most blue-chip stocks and cements the model as a benchmark for liquidity. On the certified pre-owned front, Rolex now claims a full 10% of global second-hand watch sales through its certified pre-owned program, tightening its grip on both new and used markets. These are not just statistics. They are signals that, for many buyers, Rolex is still the safest place to park money in watches. As one market analyst puts it, Rolex remains the only brand where you can buy today and sell tomorrow, often at a profit. That level of liquidity is unmatched. The data shows a clear split. While Cartier's cultural relevance is rising, Rolex's resale power is still the gold standard. Cartier's momentum is not just about sales growth. It is showing up in how quickly its watches move on the secondary market. In 2024, the median time to sell a Cartier Santos dropped sharply, reflecting a real shift in buyer demand. While exact days to sell figures remain proprietary, the trend is clear. More buyers across more demographics are seeking out the Santos and closing deals faster than before. This is not the kind of narrow, hype-driven spike seen in past luxury cycles. It is a broadening of demand, visible in the steady turnover of listings and the rising share of younger buyers. The Santos, once a niche choice, now stands as proof that liquidity is not reserved for just one brand. Cartier's appeal is translating into action, and the market is responding. In 2024, dominance in watches is no longer just about scarcity. It is about cultural traction and who speaks to the next wave of buyers. As generations shift, so do the rules. The real contest is no longer over status, but relevance. Which story do you want on your wrist?